You wanted to see me, Miss Black-Briar.
You refer to me as Lady Maven, and if I didn't want to see you, fool, neither of us would be here. Now, since you seem so perceptive as to understand that I wanted to see you, I trust you to understand why.
Not fully. I understand the Thieves Guild is not particularly happy that I turned down a job.
Then you're not nearly as perceptive as I anticipated. The job was posted on my behalf, as are most jobs taken by the Guild. I trust you are aware of that?
Of course. Your name carries weight all over Riften.
Then you also know that nothing gets done without my approval in this city. I have the Owl's ear, and the guards in my pocket. Anyone makes trouble for me, and I pay a visit to the Thieves Guild. Make me angry, and I contact the Dark Brotherhood. You do well to remember that next time you make such a stupid observation.
I take it then that those are your options for this particular situation?
I am strongly considering them. I made it quite clear that the Stone Peaks meadery was to be eliminated immediately and with extreme prejudice. Honeybrew has already given me enough problems, and I will not tolerate another meadery opening in the rift, especially one that refuses my generous proposals to buy them out.
Is it so wrong that I found your methods for dealing with them a bit excessive?
As I said, my orders were quite clear. Whether you or any of the Thieves Guild consider it excess is irrelevant.
Your order was to burn down the meadery and everyone inside it.
Thank the divines. For a moment I thought you were illiterate as well.
I suppose I should explain myself then. The Stone Peaks are my friends. They pledged their loyalty to me ever since I protected their home from bandits.
Who do you think sent those bandits, you brainless oaf? I grow tired of repeating myself, but it seems your incompetence demands it. My orders are to be followed, and those who do not follow will pay the price.
Let me rephrase. The Stone Peaks are under my protection. As long as I am alive, no harm will come to them.
Well, then I suppose my two options have been cut down to one. Because I appear to have no alternative but to have the Dark Brotherhood save a particularly nasty death for you. Something slow, torturous. Something that gives time to allow it to sink in that the Black-Briar name is never to be disrespected, that its matriarch is never to be defied, and that all of those who believe they can do just that will bring upon themselves pain, ruin, and misery, the likes of which would make the plains of oblivion itself more pleasurable. And when the lesson has finally been learned, I shall have them mark your end with something particularly messy, as to set an example that the city, the rift, and all of Skyrim, when beckoned, bend their knees to me. And when you are dead, the same assassins who did the deed will follow up by repeating it in the exact same way with the Stone Peak family. Now, given your lack of intellect, I expect a disappointing answer to my next question, but I feel compelled to ask nevertheless. Have I made myself clear?
May I show you something?
As I predicted, you chose to waste more of my time rather than answer my...
Oh, trust me. Not only will this answer your question, but I think you'll find this will be quite productive.
What is this?
Read them. Not a reader? That's fine, I'll read one for you. As instructed, you are to eliminate the so-called Dragonborn by any means necessary. The Black Sacrament has been performed. Somebody wants this poor fool dead. We've already received payment for the contract. Failure is not an option. It's signed by Astrid. There's about 8 or 9 of them in this stack, and they all say the same thing. I took each one off the corpse of a Dark Brotherhood assassin, after I killed them. Seems for them, failure was very much an option. You strike me as the type who's not used to being told no. I imagine that's because you gained so much power, so many connections, so much influence here in Riften that people capitulate to you without even thinking. But there's a difference between you and me, Miss Black-Briar. You can say a word and still require an entire organization to destroy one person. I can say a word and bring down this entire building and kill everyone inside. I am the Dragonborn, Miss Black-Briar. I didn't choose this life, but I've come to accept it. And I have chosen to use this power on behalf of all those who have none. And your reputation has left a great many people in the Rift without power.
I advise you to think carefully before you continue to defy me.
I have slayed dragons, Miss Black-Briar. Trolls, hag ravens, vampires, werewolves, angry giants, rampaging mammoths, gangs of bandits and mercenaries, cults of necromancers, armies of zombies, skeletons, draugr. Your threats mean nothing to me. You can flaunt your power from here to the Reach. You can show off your wealth, throw around your connections and influence. You can send your little assassins after me all year. All you will accomplish is adding to the stack.
I see. You have loved ones, yes? Perhaps a family you keep hidden away in that lovely little house in Whiterun? Breeze Home, I believe you call it? Shame. But if the so-called Dragonborn is as invincible as you claim you are, then perhaps your cherished ones will be easier to break.
You might want to check up on Hemming.
What?
He's injured, isn't he? Badly. Been hiding in the Jarl's palace for the last week or so.
You didn't...
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but he'd been causing trouble for someone. I needed to rough him up to remind him of his obligations.
How?
You're not the only one with connections, Miss Black-Briar. You know I have a home in Whiterun, so you must know that I'm very tight with the companions. I knew Codlac Whitemane before he died. I'm also a student at the College of Winterhold, so if you don't believe in the stories about the Dragonborn, then believe me when I say that my magical abilities are not to be trifled with either. It's because of them that I've become a rather skilled alchemist. If I should say it myself, more than your daughter Ingen. Or is she your granddaughter? I'm sorry, the Black-Briar family tree is rather tricky to keep track of. I understand she's quite fascinated with the subject, so I'd be happy to demonstrate for her. And as for Sibby, well, he may be the family embarrassment. But just know that if I felt so inclined, there wouldn't be a set of iron bars in all of Tamriel that could protect him from me. No matter how safe his privileged prison accommodations might make him feel.
You haven't the faintest idea who you're dealing with.
Oh, but that's the point of all this, Miss Black-Briar. I do. I know exactly who I'm dealing with. You're not the first maniac with delusions of grandeur I've had to deal with, and as long as my confrontation with Alduin remains unresolved, you won't be the last. And the fact that I've gone this long saying what I've said, the way I've said it, without caving, should give you an idea of who you're dealing with. I'm not afraid of you, Miss Black-Briar. And unlike most of the people you're used to pushing around, I have every reason not to be. Besides, you and I both know the Dark Brotherhood doesn't go after innocent people. Or is that why you and Astrid had that falling out? The look on your face suggests that you didn't expect me to know that. Like I said, I have connections too, and the Thieves Guild taught me a lot. It's just as well the Dark Brotherhood has standards that even you can't overcome. Because I assure you, if you make a move on anyone that I consider close to me, then I will bury the Black-Briar name so deep, not even the Falmer will be able to find you. Now, given your lack of understanding when you've been outplayed, I expect a disappointing answer to a question I still feel compelled to ask. Do I make myself clear?
Our families stay out of this, both of them.
I'm glad we understand each other that much.
But if you believe, even for a moment, that this little exchange between us has ended, Dragonborn, then you are tragically mistaken. I promise you whatever power you've deluded yourself into believing you have means nothing here in Riften. And believe me when I say that you will pay dearly for crossing me.
Then you're not nearly as perceptive as I anticipated. Oh well, I hope Astrid has plenty of paper, because her assassin's notes will be taking up a lot of space on my book. bookshelf. I believe we're done here. Have a pleasant day, Miss Black-Briar. I imagine it will improve greatly now that you've made the conscious decision not to threaten me. Until next time.